Talking about this is important. People say, well, give us solutions. We've talked about 10th Amendment nullification. We've talked about impeachment. We've talked about... bottom line, though, America has to wake up and realize that things are being destroyed by design and that we're being impoverished by design under a managed economy system. In fact, there's a big article out today that's getting a lot of attention where David Stockman, the former head of one of the most important offices, the Office of Management and Budget under President Reagan, says we've been taken over by a criminal cabal that is robbing us and destroying us. They've had two Federal Reserve presidents of Dallas and Kansas City come out, that's a big deal, and say crony capitalism's taken over, we're going to be bankrupted by design. There is no future here. Do you understand? We're being destroyed, arsoned right now. And the communist Chinese drill, remember last year they had the Russians drilling to, quote, take on domestic extremists in Colorado. And I was reading the Denver Post, and people thought I was lying on air. And, hey, I don't blame you. You know why? Because that sounds crazy. This is crazy. To have the communist Chinese telling us what we can do. And I told the guys in the hot tub after this establishment authoritarian collaborator left, when I was in that hot tub, I gave him Rob Dew's email because he's good at reading his email. And I said, later in the week, we'll get, a couple of you guys on if you want to tell the story of what you saw because it's so unbelievable. We're all calmly sitting there in a hot tub going, I don't know how we bring together, the country. I don't know how we unify people around the Bill of Rights and Constitution. The Cyprus situation, they're going to suck our accounts dry here. It's the Federal Reserve. It's the crony capitalist. How do we get our industry back? And one guy worked in utility contracting. He was talking about how they were shutting the power plants down. And it was all about saving America and unity. These guys were all successful. One was an electrical engineer. The other guys were successful in business. One guy, has a payroll of $250,000 a month. The other guy, he paid $300,000, he was saying, in taxes to the feds last year. And we're sitting there in the hot tub. I'm watching my kids off running around and stuff at the pool. My wife's over there in the pool. And this guy gets in the tub, and I said, man, that guy's an authoritarian. The way, he was about 67 years old, he said he was, later when we talked to him. He had a baseball cap on, and he was sitting there very elitist. And I was talking about China and the suicide nets and the mass extermination. And he goes, hey, China's doing a great job. It's not a problem. Have you read this professor's book? And, we're bringing in globalism to end the violence. Of course, there'll be some problems on the road to it. And I was like, whoa, you mean Fabian socialism? To bring in the world government, there'll be violence, but after it'll all be fixed. And he didn't know who I was, or he said he didn't. And he gets out of the hot tub and he leans over and he goes, the age of the white man is over. We're taking over. The demographics have changed, and we're going to get everything. We're going to get, your guns, everything. And he said, you've lost. And we're like, we've lost. We're talking about mega banks draining everybody's accounts. We want to build productivity and that. And because it was, 4 white guys in the hot tub. And I'm like, you're here at a resort enjoying the free market. This stuff doesn't exist in socialist countries and places that have become corrupt. It falls apart. And he said, like I said, what you say doesn't matter. We control things now. We control the narrative. And I went, what do you do? And he goes, I'm a government scientist in viruses. And he smiles, and I go, oh, my God, you think there's too many people. And he's like, you bet there is. And I went, oh, my gosh. He goes, I don't know who you are, and you don't count. And the other guy said, obviously, he meant he knew who I was. He just wanted to say, you don't exist to me. Like, it's where they speak down to us. This was an actual authoritarian enemy operative.